Welcome everyone to episode 20. Yes, episode 20 of the Under 1 Million podcast, the podcast based off of the Deserving playlist series on Spotify. I am here with my guest who I've placed on that list 4 times now, with his records Big Boy Chop and Lust in season 2, and already twice in season 3 with Sin and Remy. Go ahead and take it away, my man.
Yes, sir. I just had to close the window real quick.
All good.
Yeah. I go by Young Agapïus or Agapïus, and I'm from New York. I'm 21 years old.
Okay, dope.
I just like making music for the hell of it. Music is just everything. So I grew up around it. So
Hey, keeping it real. That's all good. You don't have that doesn't have to be a super deep meaning to make music, right?
I don't think so. Like a lot of people told me I was talented, so I just ran with it.
Well, I'm definitely one of those people that would agree with that for sure. How you been, man? How's everything going? How's your mental status throughout all this weird shit we've been having to deal with lately? Especially now it's like coming back, all this COVID stuff. So how's everything been going with you?
Everything's been okay. Like, as you know, I'm actually about to have a kid. My girlfriend's pregnant. She's about to give birth soon.
Congratulations. I did see a picture of that.
Yeah. We having a boy.
That's dope. My brother actually just had a girl, so they'll be raised up in the same time. But how you feel about becoming a father soon? How is that weighing on your mind a lot, I'm sure?
Yeah, low key. But I try not to dwell on the thought too much. Cause I don't know. I just tend not to dwell on the thought so much. Like I know that's gonna be a responsibility that I have to take. And I'm here for it. I'm just gonna support however much I can. I try not to think too much of it. When he's here, I know I'm going to take care of him. So,
hey, that's all that matters. As long as that man stays alive throughout his life, and you do what you can, you're successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like I said, my brother had one. I don't have kids myself. Obviously, one day probably will happen, but you'll have to teach me a thing or two until that time comes.
That would be dope. I wouldn't mind.
Dope. So I gotta ask you about your name, and this is I gotta ask. I don't think I've gotten this answer from you yet. I don't even know if I've asked you a question on Instagram or whatever. But what does Agapïus mean, and what is it? Just explain that whole name.
It's crazy. Like I got the name from my friends from high school actually, and he was calling me Agapïus stuff, and I just ran with it. So I was like, all right. He used to call me Agapïus the Warrior. Actually, when I started out, I was gonna use that as my rap name, but I was like, nah. So I just kept that as Agapïus, and I just put Young Agapïus together. But like what it means, I looked it up, and it stems from the root word of the Greek root word for love, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It comes from agape, and I've seen like many people back then, like when I was doing my research, named Agapïus. It's pretty cool. So I like different names.
Well, it's definitely different. I think I fucked it up hardcore on the first time around when I placed you.
Nah, that's okay.
I didn't know what I was saying. That happens to me quite a bit, especially now. I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with like unique names. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel like it was unique because like I never really had like a name that I thought stuck with me. So like when they started calling me that, I was like, all right, cool.
Where'd he get it from? Did he actually know all that and start calling you that, or did he just?
I don't know. I never talked to him about it. I'll probably next time I link up with him, I'll talk to him about it. Like, yo, where you got the name from? Because like I did my research like as I was getting more into it, like using the name. Because a lot of people would ask me, so I just did my research on it. But I never really asked him where he got it.
Well, I think it's dope, and it's definitely stuck with me, and it's one of the names that I definitely remember the most out of a lot of the artists that I've placed. It's been so many now, they kind of all blend together sometimes, and I do forget people, but I've never forgotten you and never forgotten your name. So you did a
That's
good
dope.
job.
That's dope. Thank you.
For
That's dope.
sure. What's your city looking like right now? Like what is it in New York? I know I've heard possible shutdowns coming soon again. I think there's
Yeah,
like a I think didn't they just bring or put a new thing in play where you have to have a vaccination for indoor dining and fitness, I think it was.
I believe so, but I haven't. I think it starts in like September.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really with the vaccination thing, but
I was
like
gonna
I don't
ask, like, what are your thoughts on that, the requirements and all that type of thing?
I don't feel like the government should put that pressure on everybody. But like I feel without like at least telling us what's in it mostly. Because I heard like a lot of people get sick after the vaccination, and that kind of discourages you from wanting to take the vaccination because it's like, oh, what if I get sick? Is my health in danger? That makes me actually not want to take the vaccine because there's some people. My mom's had told me that she knew some people that died from the vaccination, like her friends of family, they passed away and stuff, and it's like it makes me not want to take that risk.
I definitely feel you. I have it. I'm not gone, luckily.
That-
But
that's
I feel you
that's
though. And that's kind of my take on it too. Like I don't know, I don't really know how I feel fully about the requirements. Like having it, the requirements don't matter to me, but I don't think that's right to like require somebody to do something like that. Um, just from my opinion, like I don't I think people should, but again, I think it should also be up to you as
yeah,
an individual. I mean, you can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. So what are we doing? I just don't like the all the misinformation, all the
yeah,
confusion, and like all the different things you can find out. It's like I had to think about it too. You know what I mean? I've you know, my girlfriend's mom, she did get sick, like you said, after she got it, and so did my dad. So that's definitely a thing that happens, but I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, not to get on the whole government thing and all that stuff, but
Nah, like it it's just COVID situation is just weird too. Like everything is because like my grandfather had actually passed away from it. So
really, I'm
yeah,
sorry to hear that. Rest in peace.
yeah, he was a good one. But it, the whole situation is just so weird because it's like going from everything's good to like horrible so quick. And it feels like where did time go?
That I can definitely relate to the where did the time go thing. Like we're going on 2 years of this thing now. It's kind of crazy to think.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, and it feels normal now. Like, oh, that's another day with the COVID going on. Like, it's gonna feel weird when we're not talking about COVID anymore, if that ever happens. I don't know. Maybe this is just
I
another
feel like it's
flu.
gonna be written in history books for like the younger generation, like our grandchildren and stuff like that. Definitely.
You're damn right about that. We're definitely gonna be in there, and I wish it was for something better than COVID. But getting away from COVID, have you watched the Olympics at all while it's been going on?
I have not, but
Dang.
I've been seeing like little clips. I've been seeing little clips and stuff.
Okay. All
I
right.
haven't like, been really paying attention. Like where was I? Oh, because I just had a show not too long ago. I was in there and I was watching like I was in the bar. They had the screen turned to the Olympics, and I was watching them. And I was they was doing their thing. Like especially like the track stars. They was doing their thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched
I wasn't really
enough of
paying
the
attention.
track, or I haven't watched as much of the track as I have wanted to be honest. I'm a track fan. I like the swimming. I like I don't know why I like volleyball, and I didn't even like volleyball in high school really that much, but I like volleyball, watching volleyball. But well, I won't ask you too much about the sports, but have you, I know you probably have heard of like what happened with Simone Biles, the
Oh
gymnast.
yeah,
Yeah, and obviously the Sha'Carri Richardson incident
Yeah.
that happened. All right, so let me get your thoughts on what seems to be like a newly found awareness of mental health in sports. It wasn't really anything you used to talk about in sports. Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't anything we used to talk about at all, really. But so, what are your thoughts on that? Like, and you know, athletes taking the stances that they are.
I think that's actually great because not a lot of people talk about their mental health and like, what goes on in your mind. Actually, yeah, what goes on in your mind, it really determines how you portray yourself to everybody else around you, you know?
What do you mean
And
by that? Just
like if you're not good up here, you're not gonna feel genuine outside. You know what
I
I'm
got,
saying?
I got
If you're not good up there, you're not good anywhere. And if
you.
your mental health is not there, it's hard to continue doing continue to doing the stuff that you love. Like with Simone Biles, she feels like her mental state is not there, so she has to take a step back, and that's great for her. I feel, especially she's mad talented with them flips she was doing. Like, sheesh.
Some of the shit she be doing, I don't. I'm not a flipping guy in the gym. Nothing, none of that. I stay right side up
And then she lands it.
for real. She's
Yeah.
impressive, man, and I'm with you 100%. If that's what you're going through and you need to do what you got to do, like all the power to you. I will say this: I worry about it in sports because I feel like a lot of athletes may latch onto this now as like a go-to excuse
Yeah.
for excuse me, for whatever it might be, a loss, you lose a championship, you're just not playing well, you have a bad game. I don't know, like there's just a fine line now that I can see a lot of
Yeah.
athletes are going to do this, but and that's where I worry about it, because I mean sports takes a lot of mental toughness.
It
uh,
does, especially like basketball, with like all the trash talking that goes on, or football, hockey. I wouldn't be surprised.
Absolutely, and I mean I'm going to use this as an example, and not to say he's like huge on this, but Kyrie Irving. All right, so I'm not a big Kyrie fan. I think he's. I'm not going to go into my personal feelings on him, but I think he uses a lot of excuses. Anybody? You're not a flat earther, are you? Okay, so so full offense to anybody that's a flat earther, because I think you're fucking crazy.
Yes,
Anybody,
indeed.
yeah. So anybody that at one point, I know he doesn't feel like that now. Anybody at one point think the Earth is flat or believe that, you got something going on. But I don't know. Kyrie, he's one to use a lot of excuses, and I can see him being a top candidate for using this as an excuse in the future. But we'll have to see. I don't know.
I hope not, because Ky- Ooh, Kyrie Irving is nice. The way he handled the ball,
Don't get me wrong.
serious.
He is a phenomenal player, and he probably can handle the ball better than anybody I've ever seen. So this is no shot at his game whatsoever. Let's separate those two.
Oh yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I just don't like him personally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I feel you, and I just worry about that in sports coming up here in the future. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I want to do something with you
Bold of
here.
her. That was bold of her to talk. I feel like that was pretty bold of her to like step down and to like actually say it because of her mental health. Because like I never really seen a lot of people do it. You know.
I think what's her name? She lit the torch even in the Olympics. Osaka, Naomi Osaka, right? She's a tennis player. That's her name, right? I know it's Osaka. I'll just say that. She's been recently doing that and basically sitting out tournaments, like major championships, because of the requirement to give post-game interviews and things like that, post-match interviews, I guess it is in tennis. But she basically said, I'm not going to do them, and they won't let her play if she doesn't do them. So she said, all right, I'm not going to play then. And she's the best player in the world right now. I think she's ranked #1 in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of led by example, and I'm all for that. I think it's ridiculous to kind of just parade our athletes or parade anybody in the media in front of the cameras. Oh, answer these stupid questions that.
Yeah, because sometimes the reporters we wanted to look at them crazy. Like, what? Why are you asking me that? Like,
I'll tell you.
Like, we all human.
I've heard some dumbass questions, man, too. Like, what? For example, I don't know if you saw that question. They asked. They asked Devin Booker after they lost the finals, or lost in the finals, and how they asked Devin Booker while Chris Paul was sitting right next to him. They asked him, how do you feel about, or like, Chris Paul losing the championship? It's like, why would you ask Devin Booker that when Chris Paul's sitting right next to him?
Right.
Ask Chris Paul. It's a stupid shit
Right.
like that.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
Anyway, I'm rambling, but I want to do something with you really quick, because the last record that I placed of yours, Remy, phenomenal record, love it. So kudos to you on that. But I might love the artwork even more than I love the record itself, because that artwork is super dope. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do right now, if you don't mind, I want to pull up a picture of the artwork, and I just want you to kind of explain what went into that and your thought process of it. So that sound good?
That sounds good.
That sounds dope. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and share my screen right quick. Let's see here. Don't let me down, Zoom. Here we go.
Boom. Yes, sir.
All right. So what gave you this idea with, like, you sitting on top of your head holding the drip, bro? This is so dope. Tell me what this is.
You know the movie Ratatouille.
Yes, I do. I did not expect that to come out of your mouth, but yes, I do.
So, like, basically, I named the track Remy because I said, can I curse on here?
Absolutely, man. Curse away.
I was saying, I don't fuck with them rats, but I chef like Remy, because the name of the rat from Ratatouille is Remy. So I was just like, okay. I just named the song Remy.
Okay.
And then cover art came through. I was like, all right, I'm just going to draw myself in the stoop. Oh, well, no, I didn't draw. I had somebody do it.
I was about to ask, did you actually draw this? Because that was about to impress me even more.
But I could draw something, but I'm not focusing on my art drawing right now. But I had somebody draw it, and then I told them that I wanted them to draw me in the studio, controlling myself, making music, basically.
So now
thing came through.
Forgive me, because it's been a very long time since I've watched Ratatouille. But with you sitting on top of your head, is that like part of something the rat does in the movie or something like that?
Yeah, the rat was sitting on the guy's head, controlling him, making the food while he was pulling his hair and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
So I had me pulling my own hair, because basically that's me, like my brain, I guess, in a sense, pulling my own hair, making the music and stuff.
I'm feeling this, bro. That made it even better. The whole explanation. That's legit, bro. Who did this? Who drew this?
The name of the company is called Bango Cover Art.
Bango Cover Art. Bango Cover Art. Stick it in my mind.
No, I think it's just Bang Cover Art.
Bang Cover. Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you their page.
Dope. Yeah, I want to check that out. I'm always looking for people to do stuff. I don't like sticking with the same.
I could put you into some of my other friends too. They nice. Like the ones that I had do for like my other cover arts and stuff, like my album covers and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely send me everybody, because that's something I've always loved about your work is your artwork, not only your music but your artwork. I feel like a lot goes into it, and
Mhm.
it just shows with stuff like this. So yeah, I love it, man. I'm gonna
Thank
let me get out of the share real quick. How do I do this? There we go. But yeah, I've never been one to like, sticking with like one person to do all my work. I just feel like you kind of get limited that way. So do you use a variety of
you.
people when you're in, uh, when you're making
Yeah.
music?
I usually like for the type of vision that I want, I have a set person for that. So
Okay,
I wanted to try something different. So I used to the person to do Remy.
huh? That's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never really thought about that approach. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are some of the categories that you have in
Like
your music?
like say, well, it depends on like the type of artwork that I'm feeling. If I want like an anime style or more like serious anime style, like I did for my one of my songs that I dropped, Valor Rain, I would hit up my boy Oso, and then he would draw it out for me. And then if I want something like more like 2D-ish, I'll hit up my boy Drippy, like stuff like that. And then if I wanted something like more cartoonish like that, I'll hit up Bang cover art, you know?
Okay, okay, that's dope. I that's interesting, and I mean it makes sense. One person's good at one thing, one another, but I like it. But anyway, what about in like your mixing and stuff like that? Is that still the same way you approach it, or do you work with a lot of different engineers? Do you work with different studios even, or do you just do everything at your house?
Oh nah, I go to the studio
Okay, okay.
at the
Oh, that's
time.
right. I've seen pictures of you in the studio. Never mind. I don't know why I asked that.
Yeah, but right now I've been really rocking with Quad Studios. That's where I'm at. But I have like the different engineers in Quad Studios. But all right, if I want to do this type of sound, I hit up Pyro. If I want to do this type of sound, I hit up Jibs. If I want to do this type of sound, I hit up my boy Daniel, stuff like that. So, and they all like making music with me. They be all asking me like, "Yo, we go." And then I have this other studio that I went to. Like, I recorded some of them from my last EP at Cloud9. That's a good one. I've been Chubbs and Laundry be there stuff. I
That's
go to like different people depending on what type of sound I want.
that's dope. Shout out to everybody too that has worked with you, because hey, you're doing a good job with this guy's music, that's for sure.
That's like shucks.
But you did just mention before the anime artwork and going to a specific guy for anime, and that brings me to something I've been wanting to ask someone at least, and by your work and seeing your Instagram stuff like that, I can tell you're a big anime fan.
Yeah.
Um, what is it that draws you into anime? Because I've never been an anime guy. Like I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't. I just something, it doesn't connect with me. But I almost every single one of my friends, they love it. What is it that draws you to anime?
Is for me it's just the freedom and like it's the whole creativity. Like sometimes you don't always want to see like the superhero stuff, but anime brings like the superhero stuff mixed in with like the drama, like something bad is gonna happen. But sometimes it's just everything. Sometimes I feel like just everything a show should be, but like it's just so dope, especially like with like the action scenes. And you see how they draw it and stuff. It looks so dope.
Okay, so yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that, and I can agree with that. I mean, it's definitely, the artwork is incredible, and I've fuck, if I tried to do it, yeah, it would look like a couple stick figures. But like, you mentioned the fight scenes in particular. I find the fight scenes in anime incredibly boring. Like it's just like it takes like a whole 30-minute episode. Again, maybe just from the ones I've seen. I don't
Well,
know.
that's
I haven't
probably
seen a
from
lot.
Dragon Ball. That sounds like Dragon Ball.
There you go. It is. It is.
Yeah. Now, if you want to watch I think you would like Attack on Titan. Attack
Okay.
on Titan is good.
I've never watched it, never given that a chance. So
That
I'll do it. I'm gonna do it just for you. All
first,
right.
first episode, there's action.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then they show you what's going on and build up the character development. It's so awesome. Like, oh, it's awesome.
Is that one of your favorites, or do you? What
Yeah.
is your favorite anime?
I got like a top 5. Like, I don't think I have. I, let me not lie to myself. My favorite anime is Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
I love Dragon Ball because of like just like what Goku is like as a person. So I like his character. So and then
So,
there would be like Naruto, Attack on Titan. And this is where it gets tricky because those are my top 3. Oh, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is good too. One Punch.
I
One
will
Punch.
say this: I did give Naruto an extended chance. I actually watched like a few seasons of Naruto, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. Um,
You watched it when he was a kid.
I did, yes.
You got to watch also when because when
See,
he gets older, what you got to do though, you got to find the episodes where you skip the filler because the filler is gonna drag on unless you want to learn like the inside of like what happens and stuff. But I say just go straight for that action, man, because all of that is awesome.
I did enjoy it. I enjoyed like the tournament they had, like the original tournament or whatever. It was cool. I was getting into it a little bit. I lost interest. I couldn't bring it home and finish it. I will say this though. I thoroughly enjoyed Death Note. Watched it all, and it was dope.
Death Note is hard.
The
Death
story
Note,
of Death Note was kind of mind blowing to me. I was like, wow, this was incredibly creative. Whoever thought of this, because that shit was dope.
yeah.
That was my favorite, hands down. What were your? Did you watch the Netflix live action Death
I
Note?
didn't like it.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you like it? I liked it, and I think it's just because I'm not really a true fan of anime. I
Yeah.
thought it was all right. You know what I mean? It was entertaining.
I'm not really a fan of a lot of like the live action adaptations for anime, to be honest, because they just be doing a bad job with the production. Like compared to like what you could have just made an animated movie with that budget, in my opinion. Just make another one because some of them be looking bad,
I can see that.
especially the Dragon Ball one.
I can see that. I don't think there's been like a big enough budget behind one of those movies to really do it justice.
Yeah,
Because like you said,
I agree.
in anime, like the artwork and like the crazy stuff going on is kind of like what you said. It draws you into it. So like to have a live action movie that doesn't have good CGI or special effects, that
Right.
doesn't make any sense for an
It's
anime
like
movie.
it's like it's like you see how people is attracted to Avatar with the blue aliens
Right.
and how it looks awesome. I feel like they could do anime to look awesome like that.
That's a very good point.
Imagine if that was drawn and you're watching that as like a cartoon or an anime. That would look awesome too. And then you got a movie that looks just as good.
See,
I
that
don't care
might
if it takes so long to make a live action to make that one anime, but at least make it look good and have like the plot look good too.
I feel you, and that actually might be what it takes to get me into anime because I could be on I'd be on board with that. I'm an adaptation guy. I don't like reading books. I like watching the movie, and I don't.
Facts.
I like live action adaptations of movies. Like I like the Mortal Kombat they just came out with. Thought it was dope.
I didn't really watch it yet.
Well, I would
I should though.
I'd recommend it, but you
It's good.
probably won't like it. I'll be honest. It was a little like corny, but like not so much to where I didn't enjoy it. But whatever.
It's just cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Mortal
not gonna be a
Kombat
big
is a
critic.
good game. Even though I dabble in it once. I actually have it, but I don't play it.
And that's the thing. It's kind of funny. I like Mortal Kombat the movie, and even like the original one. I never liked the games at all. I played them when I was little because I felt like it was like against being a child to not play it. So I did play it, but I never really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But
take a little getting used to.
anyway,
Yeah.
wow, I think that's the longest. Well, I can't say that. It's definitely not the longest conversation I've had about anime, but that was the longest one that I enjoyed because I didn't have like my friend over here trying to. Oh, bro, this is so dope! I can't believe you don't like it. Right. I appreciate that. I appreciate you
No
sticking
doubt.
with me in that one. But I want to ask you one more thing before we start wrapping it up. But so this is just something I was thinking about the other day, and I struggle with like staying active on social media. Even though doing what I do obviously post something every day, pretty much. But for my own music, I guess is more what I'm trying to say. It's hard for me to find shit, but like I'm always trying to stay consistent,
Mhm.
especially on my story. I feel like because you got to play the algorithm on social media, so you got to post it on your story all the time. But I don't do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, nah, trust me, I feel you. I'll be trying myself. I'll be trying myself because one thing I feel like I just don't be wanting to post anything, but I know I have to.
Right. It's like an inner struggle with me too, because like I want to stay like genuine in everything that I do on social media because I don't want to fall into that. I'm just gonna post it for views and all that stuff. But it's just
Exactly.
impossible, man. It's impossible. I feel like I'm gonna have to start acting out here for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, nah. And that's what that's I feel like low key, that's kind of the bad thing about social media. Like some people, they just start acting, and that's not cool. That's not the way to go.
No, I say that obviously jokingly, but
No, yeah, yeah.
it
Nah.
has it has crossed my mind though. It's like, all right, what am I gonna do? Like whatever. And I started trying to like
But I
play
say
it.
like if you have to do it for like a certain crowd, that's the audience that they want to see, you know?
What are your thoughts on like skit videos and stuff? Because I did dabble in like trying to make skits of whatever. Like I recreated like a James Bond uh scene from a movie and then like added myself in his place and tried to do something funny. Like, but I just found I feel like there's so many people that do that. So I was like, fuck that. It's watered
Yeah.
down. I don't know, man. What are some things that you do or like do post? And not that I don't see it, but just for the listeners, uh, to try to
Uh,
stay consistent.
For me, I just try to post when I'm in the stew because a lot of people like looking at me when I'm making my own music. So I try to post that or just try to advertise in like a certain way for my music. I try to always just keep it circled around my music. You know, like most of my videos, if you go, I'm probably in the stew. So that's why I try to keep it at.
What about live? Do you use live as a tool a lot?
I don't really go live a lot. Like I have my live saved, but I don't go live a lot. But I'm gonna start like when I go to the stew, I'm actually gonna start going live more. So I at least have something.
It's something that I've tried and I still do it every once in a while. And the only reason I asked specifically about live is because I do know off of at least the research that I've done that going live consistently is actually one of the very important parts of staying on the right end of the algorithm. So that's why I try to do it. And
True.
I don't know, it's just like I feel like I'm boring sometimes. Even though I go live and I have conversations with people, whatever, but like I feel like it's kind of like me getting in my own head. Like I don't want to be that braggy, look at me and what I'm doing guy, but all at the same time, I do want you to look at what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever like struggle with that type of mentality?
What I usually do, I just go when I go live, I just go live and just chill.
Yeah.
Like you see how we have a conversation, I just chill. Like say if I'm rolling up or something, I'll go live. Or if I'm in the stool, I just go live while I'm talking to the engineer and stuff. And then I'll interact with them. Like, oh, do y'all like this? They'll put fire emojis. They'll tell me if they like it or not. Stuff like that's how I usually generate my lives. But sometimes, yeah, it's just mostly me chilling. Like I would just focus it where you could just see what I'm doing.
I feel you. That's
You
dope.
know?
And yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I am the type of guy like I would hop on a live with somebody just hanging out and just whatever.
Yeah.
Because what else? And if I'm not doing anything else, why not? So
Right.
I gotta keep that mindset. I feel you. I like it. But you got any shows coming up?
I just did one, but my uncle, he my manager, so he's been working. He's been trying to get me some other places to go to. He talked to some other DJs, so we're gonna try to work things out for those too. So, because I've been itching to perform, man. What?
Yeah, man. I tell you right now, and I say this to everybody that brings this up or that says, "Oh, I'm itching to perform." I'm in South Florida, and not the Miami, South Florida. I'm like almost 2 hours away from Miami, so that's not like a immediate drive because there's
Mhm.
plenty of show opportunities in Miami. But like Broward, West Palm, there is like very few hip hop venues or venues that'll even be willing to have a hip hop artist. Super frustrating. Um, well, you're in New York, obviously. That's it's not a problem for you, I'm sure.
If you look the right places, because I feel like because I know some other venues where I could just go to whenever I want to, because I performed there before and then I did my thing there, and they liked what they saw, and it was like, if you want to come back, let's come back. I was like, I could do those whenever I want to.
Yeah, it's always good to have a couple of go-tos,
I'm trying
you
to
know.
find more.
Hey, you can't have too many. So find as many as you can, that's for sure. But
But
but yeah, man, we're about wrapped up here, man. I usually don't have these go over an hour, and we're getting close to that. But
wow.
yeah, I know they go by really fast, don't
Yeah.
they? I know, but I appreciate you coming on, man, taking the time for sure. Just before we hop off, I want you to let people know where they can find you. If you have anything coming out soon, anything that you want to share, I'm gonna give the floor to you.
Most deaf. I just shot my video for Sin not too like a month ago.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's about to come soon. That's about to come soon. We get the preview soon. And then I'm dropping another track. It's called Benz and 50s next month. Like no, actually that's month, like 2 weeks. I'm dropping another track. Benz and 50s is hard. You're gonna like Benz and 50s, so I'm gonna send that to
Yes, I'm about to
you.
say. And if you don't, I'll find it myself.
That one's definitely gonna come out. And that's pretty much it. And then y'all can find me on all platforms. Is you could type Agapïus or Young Agapïus, YUNGAGAPIUS
Dope,
on all
dope.
platforms. That's also my Instagram and my SoundCloud. So
Awesome. And I'll put all the links down below in the descriptions too, so people can find you easier. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on again. I appreciate you taking the time. This bit took a while for those listening. I've been trying to get him on here for a while, and then not to any of his fault. It's been my fault on why we haven't done it until now. So
it's all good.
my bad. But
Low key, I've been busy too. So
well, good.
so
That makes me feel a little better.
yeah, I've been busy too. So you all good.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, man. And to all of you listening, I appreciate you listening and watching. This has been episode 20, and I hope you join me for the next one. Just
Yes,
hang with me for a little bit. I'll chat with you a little bit after this,
sir.
Agapïus. But everybody listen, I love you. Peace out.